Today I will be analyzing and providing potential modifications to the Priceline user agreement. To start off, let's discuss if Priceline offers a valid contract. The Priceline user agreement is valid as it explicitly states that it creates a legally binding agreement between the company and the users. This is designed to protect the rights of the customer and the rights of the company. This statement ensures customers understand that the agreement is legally binding when they use the website or book services through the company. Priceline uses a browse wrap agreement during its booking and account creation process, which does not require users to read the agreement and take active steps to agree to the terms. While courts typically acknowledge this type of agreement, it is not as effective as click wrap agreements. Click wrap agreements require explicit user consent, often utilizing a checkbox before booking products or services. This type of agreement is generally more enforceable by courts, as users were required to read and provide the acknowledgement of the terms and conditions. Adding a click wrap agreement to the website would strengthen the agreement and uphold better in courts. The legal elements within the agreement present that using services or booking require users to acknowledge and abide by terms and conditions. The agreement uses verbiage such as "you agree" throughout to ensure users understand that they are agreeing to the terms. It mentions that if users do not agree to the terms, do not use the website or book services. Now, are visitors bound to the contract, or should they have to click "I agree"? As the website offers a browse wrap agreement, users are bound by just using the website rather than clicking "I agree." While this does not invalidate the terms and conditions, it often causes legal and ethical concerns. Without explicit agreement and consent, many users never actually read through the terms and conditions, which courts and the public might agree that the terms were buried. Websites that require users to click "I agree" present terms and conditions in full and acknowledge the need for consent. Courts often require reasonable notice for the effectiveness. I would recommend that Priceline switch their agreement to a click wrap agreement to ensure users understand they are legally bound to the terms and conditions. If you have a dispute with Priceline, can you sue them? According to Priceline's user agreement, terms are provided that contain a mandatory arbitration agreement and class action waiver. This means that users are unable to submit claims against a company in the United States or elsewhere. It states that users will be required to settle any disputes related to the channels, services, and terms through binding arbitration rather than proceeding in court. This arbitration clause prevents consumers from joining together to submit a large claim against a company, which limits class action lawsuits. This means that individuals are forced to arbitrate small claims alone, which often is expensive and does not result in much for the users. A benefit of this clause for the company is all decisions are private and not public record. However, it can be unfair to users as the results are final and cannot be appealed by users, even in the case of legal error. The company offers an opt-out clause for arbitration within 30 days. If users do not opt out of this clause, they waive their rights to submit claims or participate in a class action lawsuit, as well as waiving their rights to pursue disputes in a court of law. There are some changes that I would like to make to the Priceline user agreement. The biggest change I would make would be to implement a click wrap agreement for users to acknowledge the user agreement. Priceline deals with travel information, so users should be well informed on how and why their data is being used. The key risks should be simplified in the user agreement to present the arbitration clause, non-refundable products and services, and third-party contracts more clearly. This could be in a key term summary box requiring consumers to sign an acknowledgement. Federal court cases in the past, such as Harris versus Blockbuster, have ruled that the terms and conditions and services should provide fair notice to users when changes occur. This makes the terms and conditions more enforceable and offers transparency to users. In the case of Harris v. Blockbuster, the court found that because of the company not acknowledging and notifying the changes, it created a contract that bound users but not the company. To ensure that users are agreeing to the most up-to-date user agreement, Priceline should always notify consumers of any changes to provide full awareness to all parties. Priceline currently notifies when privacy policy changes occur. However, the company should notify users of updates to terms and services as well. Updates are currently posted on their website, which can be easily missed by users, so sending direct emails is more effective. Without this notice, users are essentially bound to a contract and terms that they were unaware of. Priceline grants users a limited, revocable license to access and uses the channels, creating a one-sided power. The company can terminate use without clear limits or notice to consumers. Priceline also acts as a service website with suppliers, meaning contracts and terms are with third-party suppliers such as airlines, hotels, and more. This should be explained clearer in the user agreement, as many users are unaware that many issues will not be handled with Priceline, causing confusion if any issues arise. Lastly, the user agreement utilizes legal jargon that can create confusion with users. Implementing shorter sections with more readability would allow for better understanding from users. In conclusion, Priceline offers a valid, legally strong agreement, but the power is imbalanced between the company and the users. The company has heavy legal protections while users are more limited. Making a few changes to the website and ensuring users provide consent would allow for a fairer user agreement. Thank you for your time.